1. Hey you guys, this is Weiss Schwarz, and today I have with me Pay 3 for Haneo, Side for 0, base damage, and then my friend Enrique. What up, everyone?
What up?
Hey.
I'm going to be continuing a series on basically showing new players and like even current players like just modern effects and like lingo to Weiss Schwarz, just so like people can like know what other people are basically talking about, especially in the global community, because everyone likes to make long ass posts and like write essays like like to prove their point.
I know their YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But basically we're going over level zeros today because level zeros are pretty important in Weiss Schwarz. You need them to like generate resource, which is stock, and then you need to like push in for damage, so you want your opponent to like lose basically, because the goal of Weiss is to make your opponent get to 27 damage before you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just gonna go over the popular effects. This is basically gonna be part 1 because there's a lot of level zeros or different types of effects, but we're just gonna go over the more like popular and like important level zeros, I'd say. So I guess we'll just go to mill free runners. The first one is pretty much a free runner. It has a downside, but it's not. I wouldn't really consider it as a downside. And then the second example is the Kuro from Ilia, and she's just a vanilla free runner. Oh, mill runner. My bad, mill runner. And then basically these other two cards are just like mill free runner and mill runners with added on effects. But yeah, what are your guys' experiences or anything you guys would like to add regarding this type of effect?
The fact that there's no Sugami runner, kind of depressed.
Sugami
I put in more for it. Yeah, from Guilty Crown.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's not like anything. It's
the hand fixing.
Free runner. It's whatever.
One time I actually had one of the. It was actually one of the runners that was testing out aliens from TOR, just messing around one day at our locals, and one of the other guys was running Kantai, and he put down his Shimikazes. Was about to try to get some advantage off the Shimikaze reversers, and I ran in front of his other little level 0 with that, and he couldn't get no advantage off of it. So that was just as an example. That's just one of the several uses they could possibly have as far as runners, whether they be at level 0 or whatever. So it was really fun to use that way.
The runners are really easy just to abuse in general. Like I usually when I played ReZero, I always put felts in the back, even if like the front was loaded up or I didn't need to have them in the front. I just always put them in the back because milling free damage is always pretty nice.
Yeah, I feel like for new people, like this is definitely if your set has them, you should definitely consider running them, especially as like a 4F, because you always feel good when you open this like opening hand with like a some type of runner, just so you have like another attacker that's guaranteed or whatever the next turn, unless they have like an anti-runner or like something that can like kill it off.
They just have like 3 peach sticks in hand. Yeah, like it doesn't matter, but
yeah,
whatever.
It's also a good thing for you in that case because then like they just wasted like resources just to like kind of deal with that.
And then you drop your level 1 combo. And
yeah.
Yep. Good day.
Yeah. And then like even the modern mill runners where they have like added on effects like the Mega Meme, the one where she's basically able to hand fix when you ditch a climax, right? You get to hand fix for adventure or magic character from your waiting room. And then like the Yoshiko, she gives 500 on attack to someone else, and like 500 is pretty small, but like sometimes that could matter. And then
that can be clutch.
Yeah, and then also being able to like use a like mill runner at like late game or like during any part of the game where you want to mill through your deck always helps. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. You guys have anything else to say about mill free runners?
They're just good cards. Good to open up with, You just never. I mean, there are a lot better than having like some like runner that only runs to the middle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention there are different types of runners that like run to middle or like they run to a slot, like an opponent with a character, like to face it.
Real question: if you can run 8 runners, would you run 8 runners though?
Elia could do that,
or would
right?
you only stick with 4? Elia can do that. I think is that Elia? No.
Yeah.
played Ilya like in the longest time, so I don't know.
I feel like
Kuro and what's the other one?
the Ilya.
Is the Ilya one? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Must be out of the.
It's so cute.
I mean, right now what Japan's doing is they're running like some extra like oversizes or like some extra runners just to like have like be able to draw their like level 0 pluses into their hand like more consistently. But I feel like I want to also devote my other slots to like utility as well, like brainstormers and things like that.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of oversizes not being played, which is kind of cool, but I'd rather just play utility. I don't know. I still have like that CG mentality where every card has to do something.
Yeah.
On the other side of this, what about anti-runners? I remember seeing there was I want to say it was a Mio from Idolmaster that stated the character across from it could not move.
Yeah, there's that. And then,
Like if your set had that, like if your set had that, would that be something that you would purposely run?
Depending on what else you have left over. I mean, if you don't really have too many level 0s that are like, just like, let's say you don't have runners, and I guess you could just play them because you just counter it.
There's also some level 0s that like able to like you can pay one to like kill off a level 0 in your opponent's front row as well. Those are.
I mean, they're pretty good. Like I played the Mio anti-runners like 2 years ago at Atlanta, and I played against 2 sorter decks, and I opened them all the time. So I like absolutely creamed over there. Yeah, I creamed all over their creases. Like, yeah, they did.
I guess it also like depends on your locals too. Like if your locals like have like a lot of runners, I guess, and you like feel like that's an issue, then you can always tech that in. But then again, I feel like I agree with Enrique. I feel like there's just like better utility slots, but I guess it's more preference.
All right.
I guess we'll move on. Oh yeah, and I think one last thing to mention is that for newer TD pluses, basically everything it comes with like a free runner now in those TD pluses, which is nice.
Oh yeah.
And they have that baseline 2K power for those free runners at least. Next, we're going to bombs. Bombs are, I think they're kind of interesting to talk about because right now some people are saying that like bombs aren't as good as they used to be, because there's like you'd rather just like run like level 0s or oversizes instead, or just run other utility cards to like get value for your level 0 game. But then there's also some other bombs that like are able to like on def, you get to like pay 2 to salvage or whatever, or like they get power and attack and stuff like that.
I can see why people don't want to play them. I think that if your runner and if your bomb has a side effect as well, like let's say Silica, then I can see why you would still play it.
And also, I think it also has to do with like your meta matchup as well too. Like if your opponent are running like level 0s that like get level or some shit like that, then that's also kind of annoying if you do run bombs.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah.
Those are pretty frequent too.
Yeah, like 765.
Rabbit.
Yeah, Rabbit.
Yeah, Rabbit has it too, and they play it. Some people do.
But then again, like bombs also help against like if it's like really weak. Like if your bomb's really weak in power, you can like go over some annoying like level 0 that your opponent like wants to get off. Like if they have like Hibiki, and like you want to send it to clock or like stock and stuff like that. That's also important to consider.
Yeah, the removal off of stuff like that can sometimes be more useful than like your just standard reverser. If they have the extra effects like you state with like the Silica, sure. But I find that the clock bomb / stock bomb is more often more useful in that regard. So
I guess another downside.
Definitely a lot of other effects that trigger off waiting room that those stop. So it's nice to have.
I guess another downside too is like if you're just running like those vanilla bombs where like they have no other effects, then like they kind of get like kind of useless as the game progresses too, because your opponent is probably playing like higher level cards at that point.
Yeah.
But I guess, is there anything else you guys want to add on with bombs?
Is there any bombs that have like really weird effects?
I know some bombs have like hand on core. They've been trying to push that, or like waste the plus like the Vivid Strike one, the clock bomb one.
I don't really consider that plussing though.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's plus to field, but it's like that's about it.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the ones you have up here is like Ushio Kai, which has the swap
Shiftability.
between clock as well.
Yeah.
Like his.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, some people, I've used that a couple times myself. It's okay. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, sure, but it's there.
Yeah, the shiftability is nice because you can like safely clock the Ushio, and then like if you like get a card later that like if you draw on 2 cards like you didn't want, then you can like just swap it. Just
oh look, 2 gold bars. Well, let's just go ahead and switch this.
yeah.
Other weird effects, I can't really think of any off the top of my head as far as like unique things, whether it be like on death or.
Do any bombs gain level?
I'm pretty sure there is a bomb that would gain a level.
I mean, I know Persona does like the whole bomb deck.
Yeah.
And so does like Fate. They have that one card that makes everything a bomb.
Oh yeah.
There was from the new AOT set, there was a Sasha that I want to say was like a regular level 0 reverser, but if it killed anything, it could get rid of it. It was top deck.
Oh yeah,
that card.
Like, not saying
yeah, that could be relevant too, like just to push in the damage.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like other unique effects at that point because that's regardless of what the level of what it kills is. Like, sure, if you happen to reverse it with its own reverser effect, then it's going to top deck that too. But okay.
The Shinjiro, the first example that I put the red card from P3, it's a regular bomb, but it also has an ability on play. You can, if your opponent has a event in their waiting room, you can send it to memory. So obviously it would be really bad against Nisekoi because you helped them out, but it's good against other sets with like anti damage or like whatever. So it just like locks them out.
That's a nice darkness plane you have there. It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I forgot about the new level 0 reverse here.
That new unit interchange. Christ.
I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Or anti-damage.
Anything that's I think for what's weird though with like how Weiss like they're making salvage into like different colors. They still keep like the whole bomb thing though. Like green is still like clock bomb, yellow is stock bomb, and then new like the blue is the bottom deck bomb.
I like the fact that they're doing that, but I think it's also good to just keep any colors so that way always like you know what you're essentially trying to go for in a color.
Yeah, and I feel like it makes that color more unique.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I guess that's it. We're going to oversizes. So, there's a lot of oversizes, and I don't know what the original one is, but I brought up the one from Bakemono just to show like how far we've like grown in Weiss. The Bakemono one is she only gets 1500 power and hand on core if she's the only character on the field. So it's literally only good like during first turn. I would assume so. So, and then like the Puyo one is just on play mill 2. If there's a climax, she just gets rested for the turn, and then the Futaba from P5 isn't really like 4K power. On play, you top check. If it's a Phantom Thief or a Coffee trait, you can put it underneath this as a marker. And then when she does have a marker, she becomes 3/5 level 1. So that has like utility uses as well. Being like
one card deeper
for your brainstorm.
I guess you could technically play like the Fuka from River Strike, the rare.
Yeah, that's also the one that gains power, right? Every time it reverses.
Yeah. It gets a marker in reverse and it gains a level and 1500 power.
Yeah.
For each marker. Pretty cool. And then it also gains like 2k attack if you have 2 or more fighter characters, I think. On attack.
Basically, though, oversizes are like another form of like plussing the field, like besides like the mill runners or free runners, and like they're able to like win a lane as well. Or like, I guess some people would rather run oversizes over runners, but I feel like I personally like if my set has a runner, then I'd go for more of the runner.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like I like it if you can gain a level for your level 0. So if you can gain a level, then I can play oversized because I'm not afraid to like run into anything.
And to a degree, some of the oversizers can be looked at as a little bit of utility as well. Looking at Kantai, the Maikaze did a top check when you played it, and if it was a quick girl, it was fine. If it wasn't, you took the damage, whatever. People would do that go ahead and play her, see if it was a fleet girl, and then go ahead and play their Inadumas after that. Because the Inaduma rests itself if it's not a fleet girl, which is a bit more of a drawback because then you can't attack and then get stock and all that. So I would see people go, Maikaze, see it's a fleet girl, move her back row, play the Inaduma, and it's not going to be rested, and then just swing with that for the just as a first turn type thing. So being able to go ahead and top check that so you don't get screwed over off of your other cards is still kind of cool.
Yeah, extra information is always nice.
And then you just have Hitagi just lifting up her skirt and just like, ha, stationary. Whatever. Sorry.
It's definitely, I feel like, again, it's like also meta relevant. Like if you have like oversizes that get a level and stuff, then like in your meta has like a lot of bombs, like level 0 bombs, and that's like playing like being like when I've had experience like being able to play like level 0s that gain a level to like just freely run over those like opponent's bomb, it makes like it like feels bad for them. Or like sometimes like your opponent just forgets that they have a level on the A side.
Yeah, RTFC is a thing.
Yeah. I guess you guys have anything else to say about oversizes?
I like them.
They're fun.
Like in my photo deck, I'm playing oversizes, and like I love it. They like that's probably because most of my opponents don't really run level 0 reversers, so it's like the only way they really beat is with power on their own characters.
I guess like the only real downside I can see is that like they do stay on the field though, and if your opponent has like a like level 1 like plussing combo that needs to reverse, and that's kind of annoying to deal with.
Yeah, that would be one of their real downsides.
And then also I feel like the downside for like the modern cards aren't really that much of a downside as well with oversizes. Like the Sinon or like the Penguin from Kimono Friends, like no events or backup for a turn. Like it doesn't really matter at level 0. But I guess anyways, we're going to the Taketsubo effect. Basically what this effect does is you can pay 1 and then you clock yourself 1 and you search your library for up to 1 X character, reveal it, put it to your hand, and shuffle your library. So there is a other card from the Capo that had this effect before Taketsubo, but Taketsubo is the more popular effect. And then I put the Saber one because it was the Taketsubo clone with another ability giving the middle character hexproof, and then she searches instead for name trait specific, so she searched for Shiro and Saber. And then the Bissell's one is give 1k to one of your fleet girls at the beginning of your climax phase, and then this was like again with Taketsubo, it's like trait specific, this being Abyssals, and then worst girl, Kagari. It was global 500, and then like she expanded on the name specific like Saber, but this time you get 3 characters you can search from: Kagari, Katori, or Kotaro. These effects are pretty good, I think. Some people are like scared to use this type of effect. They think it's kind of bad because like you do hurt yourself. But I feel like the turn, like the trade off for it, like really helps because you could pretty much get anything from your deck with these separate effects.
Yeah, you could just choose not to clock for that turn. Instead, if you're worried about, I'm going to probably clock and then do this as well and end up taking 2 damage. Like if you don't want to do that, just you could just avoid clocking and then just do this effect so you know what the fuck you want to get. But it's up to the player at that point. Level 0, you don't really care. You kind of want to go to a level 1 clicker anyway.
Yeah. So. I feel like if you needed to like get to like a specific level, or like if you wanted to like do some like cheesy stuff where you can like clock yourself, search for like an early drop healer, and then like play the early drop healer to like mitigate your damage, and like you like have an attacker that's too, so that's some things you could do as well. And it's pretty like relevant. Like if you're level 0, you can grab your level 1 plussing combos. If you're like level 3 and you somehow still have like a level 3 card that you needed, you can grab that. Is there any other things you guys like to say about this effect? Or
I like it.
Endorsed by Jimmy.
I play the Takisubo for Railgun, and it helps out with consistency a lot in the deck. And if your other, Takisubo has an extra effect, then, it's just more utility added on. Like the Darkness one, for Konosuba, when you play Climax, you can give something 1k.
Mm-hmm.
Actually works for you. The combo, because Yungin's also like an adventurer, so you can search her. And then with the combo with that, it's already like 7k, so you can make one of them 8k.
Yeah, definitely when I play these type of effects, I feel like I never had a problem with like hand size as well. Like, it definitely like makes up for itself. I guess we're going to probably one of the more like talked about modern effects is the Risei effect. Basically, what this effect does is when you place it from hand to stage, you reveal up to 3 cards from the top of your library. If you reveal at least 1 card this way, you choose up to 1. Well, I put Rabbit House, but basically it's X character. Among them, put it to your hand, put the rest in the ready room, and ditch a card from your hand to the ready room. I think this effect is really good, just because like you don't have to immediately discard a card like how Azusa is or Akatsuki.
Are we going to go into this specifically, or does that count as these effects as well?
I mean, we could go into it specifically.
I mean, it's just because it's only 1 card extra for Azusa instead. I just didn't know if we were doing it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if like the 1 card. Would you guys think the 1 card really makes that much of a difference? I mean, it does help go through your deck faster, that 1 extra card.
Like,
I feel like.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. Good.
Like, this as opposed to something like Winter Akatsuki that's 4, even though you pitch beforehand, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kume. I'm kidding.
I probably would like the Winter Akatsuki like more, mostly because the digging through more is cool. Because I just like that a little bit better. But at the same time, this isn't bad by any means of the imagination. You don't have to pitch beforehand, so it's whatever.
I mean, you can look at Kume who doesn't pitch beforehand.
There you go.
Take her off the list. Just take the card. I'm kidding.
Pretty sure that card's just like a category of its own.
There you go. Card is definitely on its own level. That card's not coming back.
Yeah.
Cool.
So depressing. No, these are great effects. And just the fact that you can also like, just hand filter in general, it's nice. Especially in the late game. That can be clutch. I've had times where I've used like the Risei back when I played Beatrice and just put back a climax right before refreshing, and then I canceled with it.
I put the.
I have a question.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys think that how especially the AOT cards that are color restricted or character restricted, do you think that rooted from the Azusa or / Akatsuki thing?
Possibly. Maybe not directly, but it could have influenced. I'm not saying.
Like,
Are you saying like? Do you mean like that because of the fact that like Azusa was just 4 was team like too much? They just knocked it down through recently.
Oh, I'm just saying like. Oh yeah.
That's saying like as far as like Bushiroad creating the stuff, like we know people are using like all this other stuff that just doesn't really specify. We're going to start specifying stuff just so
I can see that as a way for them trying to like I guess balance the game. It would make sense.
Like if the 1/0 Armin was like an Azusa effect, basically that'd be really.
It is an anti like corpse character. Oh my god!
And then being able to like still grab the event, the mobility gear.
Because then you could play the level 0 Levi and still play the corpse Armin one, and then nobody would get mad at Global because you're playing like 8 costumes. Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea for them to start restricting them because then you get like less abusive cards. Like, I remember back when we only had like what was it, Kantai and like AOT and all them, and like everybody ran 4 costumes, and I was like practically the heart of your deck at that time. Or like CG, when you had 8 Akasis, but one was Kume, but like you still had like another one, even though Rune was color restricted to blue, but it was like you're playing TP, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably did it like based off balancing.
Yeah, they definitely know that. It's
kind of like, it sucks
really
to
broken,
think about it like
so
that.
they've been restricting it.
It sucks to
Seems
sound like to think about it like that, because like now you're like, maybe we won't get any more, but at the same time it's better because it also makes it, like, I guess it makes it more technical to play. Not like you can't just splash it in every color or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the reason why I added the Levy was because they were the cards with like color and an Armin. Even though he's level 1, I added him because like they, on top of being color, he also could grab the mobility event, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. Like stupid as in like it's stupid good.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb too.
So we have better selection basically. I don't know, like in general, like you don't feel bad when you like play these type of effects, the Risei effect, and like when you guys did run this like card in like Rabbit House, is it like a 4 of in your deck, or is it like
3 or 4 of,
yeah, 3 or 4,
depending on how you feel about it.
Yeah,
3 out of 4. I'm pretty sure I played 4 of that.
I was playing 4. I loved it. It was a great card.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just played 4 because it was a Risei anyway.
I don't think there's a set where it has like Akatsuki and Risei effect, right, in the same set.
In the same set, like as in like they have one of each.
Yeah,
I
don't think so. Let me check.
I don't think so off the top of my head.
Be able to mill sub.
Sword Art? No, Sword Art doesn't even have an ounce.
Oh, it does, but on the 2-1.
Yeah,
it's an on.
Shut up. Shut up. We're not talking about that. No, I cannot remember. I don't think so, actually. Now that I'm looking at all these sets, I do not think any of them actually have that.
Speaking of SAO, like how there's like I know you have the Armin up here just as an example, but there are ones in level 1 they can do this type of effect, not just 0.
The
Kirito, yeah, that's on death.
Yeah.
Are there any zeros that do that on death as well? Like
yeah,
somewhere there's okay.
Megumin from Konosuba does that, right?
Yes, they had
the
one that had to get it rotted.
Yeah, the Ozzy, she's Ozzy on death Ozzy effect.
Yeah, I can't believe they did that twice. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's the only one I could think of. Is there another one? No.
So I was trying. I couldn't think of anything else like immediately off the top of my head.
Oh, here's a question for you guys. For like, obviously, like Azusa or Risei effects or Akatsuki effects, whatever, they're pretty good. Like before your first refresh deck, because you want to like get through your deck better, and like you generally have better like selection because like you usually won't be hitting as many climaxes with your selection. But from what I noticed, at least like after first refresh, like when I play an Azusa or Akatsuki effect, like I feel like I have to be very careful of like how I am like going through my deck because I want to like save my climaxes still to like be able to still cancel and like with the Risei effect, like the 3 cards like versus 4, do you feel like it's much like it feels much safer like after your first refresh?
Are you saying like later in the game as far as
yeah,
as
basically
well for that? Yeah, later game the 3 would probably be better to use, but
yeah, I can see where you mean. I mean, you also have the option with 4 to just not do 4.
Yeah, I feel like I always feel greedy. Like I want to stop. Like I want to go all the way.
I know what you mean. Every time I try to calm down a little bit more on that recently. I try to like not do that when I play like CG.
Yeah. Well, even like in an early game, I've been in that position before, where it's okay. You can like stop anywhere from 1 to 4. First card, oh, it's a climax. Okay, well, continue. Second card, it's also a climax. Third card,
don't even do that.
Yeah,
I did that one time and I revealed 4 asterisk climaxes off. I was like, that was
raw.
That's the worst.
It sucks. So, not saying that's going to happen every time, but that is like same mentality, like you're saying, Billy, with like late game is okay. Well, I'm doing this in the late game just because I haven't seen my brainstormers. Okay, whatever, do this. Okay, first card, I can stop. Oh wait, it's a climax. Do I keep going? Type thing. As far as that as well, I can understand if you don't get any options to be able to pick before going through at least 1 or 2 climaxes. It is a aggravation. I can understand. So, yeah.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. If I reveal climax, at least like the first one, you basically have to go all 4 in.
Yeah. Like if that happens to someone else, I can usually tell because they immediately go to draw the card. Like as soon as they see it, it's like, oh, okay, nope, next turn. I'm like, oh, that's probably a climax right there. So
I guess in some cases, like when you're like you're like out of climaxes, but you still have like a lot in your deck, like first refresh. I think Azusa Akatsuki would be a bit better because like that extra card will help.
Yeah.
And like Rise is still like a really strong effect regardless. I guess we'll move on to the Moggy effect, which is
Hey, boy.
basically when you play a climax or any type of climax in your climax zone, you may pay cost, which is pay 1, and then you look it up to 4 cards from top of your library and search for up to 1 X character, reveal it, create your hand, and then ditch the rest to a waiting room. So basically, you replaced your climax that you just played, which is still good. And then like you're milling through your deck, so that's always helpful, especially before first refresh. And then, go ahead.
I was just saying, I actually really love this effect a lot, and I think it should be like in almost every set now.
Yeah,
it's especially if you can get like a really good secondary effect on like on the card. Like let's say the new Subaru has pretty good too.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like we just went over the green cards for that. Me and one of the other guys from the podcast group, whenever was going over the green cards for Ordinal Scale, and I saw this and was like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna be trying this bitch out most definitely.
I think that card should be in every deck.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just I think they excel a lot more when you play a stock soul, but I think it should still be in every deck, even if you're not playing a stock soul.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that Lucia and Rewrite does work. Also, being able to top get 1K.
That card alone, like I had to like literally just buy a playset of SPs of that, and literally that'd be the reason alone I play Rewrite.
Yeah. Yeah, you always feel good though when you use this effect, and like I think sets that do have it, like they do play it. They tend to play this.
I think they all tend to play it.
Yeah.
I think the only one that doesn't play is Contai. And
yeah.
Even then, I still see a lot of Contai players that are playing like what's her name, Kashima, or the level 3. Well, I don't know, like some of the different builds that are like Akagi are playing it a lot.
Oh yeah, because that's out of set 3.
Yeah,
the European fleet.
You have like who do you have? You have the German boats, and then you have the other one.
This also is pretty like really. It's on top even like really good if you have like sometimes you have like multiples on the field, so you do it like twice, one turn.
Yeah,
it's a good way to also have just like a way to pay out stock as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Places the climax you played with the card that it gets, so that's always nice.
Yeah. Some sets will like run this instead of the brainstormer, a brainstormer in your set as well. Like if they don't have a brainstormer or whatever, as like their form of blessing back row
or milling.
Yeah.
What was it? There was in Bang Dream for the Glitter Green set. There's one that does something similar to this, but it's not on when a climax gets played.
Oh, it's when you swap levels, right?
This is when you did when a card enters your level.
Yeah.
So I guess that's another point because that can happen, like even on your opponent's turn, not just off of.
I mean, like
yeah, the Milky. Yeah, they do the same thing basically.
Is the Glitter Green Nanana, and being able to do that has been really really fun. So.
I think those effects are in general just so great. I hope we see more of it. I don't want to like see like once every like 3 or 4 sets.
Yeah, the level swap ability. Yeah, and especially if you have to like put climax because it's like you have to be careful and stuff still.
Is Sugaha just trade restricted?
I don't even think it is trade restricted. I mean, trade restricted. There is no trade. You might as well just not even let them have a trade.
It's like it's all Avatar.
Everything's Avatar.
Oh, is it Avatar weapon? Okay, so it's not named. Okay.
No, it's the whole fucking set.
Yeah.
I think practically literally everybody is.
I was just saying, like, if it had a name or color thing, it was just free.
Oh, like you were talking about, like, with
because in rewrite its name.
Yeah, Lucia and Chizuru.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense because of what you're playing.
Okay, so you would probably play it, or do you guys think it would be like a 3 or 4 open SAO if you had that much free? free running.
Like Suga?
Yeah, Suga.
I was thinking using it as a 3-of.
Yeah, I'd start off with 3.
Yeah.
Just so you can see it.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
just too good of an effect to not have in the deck, especially since you don't even have an Azusa yet in the set. So I might as well have something that can do the similar style effect.
Mm-hmm. For like this Moggy effect, I feel like for sets they should at least start this with like a 3. Like if you could do 4, then that's like optimal. But like even if you like splash it into like certain builds, that's always nice just to have it.
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty much it with a Moggy effect, unless you guys have anything else to add on.
I mean, if you
Where's
got
the circle of Moggy?
I mean, like it's kind of obvious. Like if you're running stock, so then you can like when you want to pay out stuff, and also going to your first deck to caveat with the Azusa ability, it's really good. And then like in later stages, you probably would rather have like a stealth tap or something.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's a really good effect. And so yeah.
Especially in Guardians, because like at level 2 you have like the 2/1 where like if you play any climax, it gets a blind stock too, like on reverse. And it's like really strong. It's like really big too. It's like usually 12k. So you pretty much like obviously the stock soul pays for itself, but like even if you just run that 2/1 as well and you play like a bar, you pretty much get the same benefit.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go on to drop searchers, which are pretty standard. What basically you do when they're placed from hand to stage, you can pay 1 and ditch a card from your hand to the raid room, and then for like most of it, it's like search your deck for an X character and add it to your hand, and then obviously with like newer or like as Weiss progressed, we have salvage and clock swap, which is kind of different because clock is more limited, obviously. And then with clock swap, you don't have to pay that stock. You just ditch a card and you replace your clock. But getting through your deck, like the reason why I like specifically, I like deck drop searchers more is that you know what's left in your deck. So like if you want to like look through your climaxes or whatever, and then sometimes you can like want to know what you are like how many triggers you have left as well. And then, yeah, usually I like it like before first refresh, and then obviously like the salvage ones can be better like as the game progresses. You guys have anything you want to say?
Drop searchers get you to where you want to be, or get you the card that you need to be where you want to be to do what you want to do. I think they're perfectly fine because of that reason. They add consistency, even if it's not like a plus or anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do want to clarify
that like pay a stock for the hand filter.
Yeah, for the like new people, like drop searchers aren't like they aren't plussing you because you are just hand fixing. Because you are like you have to play the drop searcher, and that's obviously like a -1 to your hand. But in return, you get like good hand fixing.
Yeah, it gives consistency. It gets you the card that you need. Say it's like a brainstorm or whatever.
It's like you have to have like a good secondary effect, like Mekon or
or the Milky one. Like as the like game progressed, like you have drop searchers with like extra abilities, like Mekon being the brainstormer, or like the Cordelia from Milky, where like if you have one or less other characters, and when it attacks you mill if it's the level 0, you put it into your back row, so you won't feel as bad if you like open this up opening hand. So
yeah, like most of the drop searchers aren't really restricted from what I've seen as well. Like mostly because like you said, they don't plus. Ones that do plus, like the Miria from Idolmaster, you end up taking a damage instead of having to pitch. So you do add more to hand. Well, just level 1 or lower.
Yeah, Ricky clone. Yeah,
that's not horrible.
It's not horrible because, like you said, at level 0 you want to try to push forward, but so that counts as one that you can plus off, but it's more restricted to what you can get. So,
yeah,
but yeah.
I do think like cards like Subasa from Symphogear. I think she's one of the strongest drop searchers because you get that top check.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean that's probably the most like it's like a 500 base, so it's probably one of the most strongest ones.
Mhm.
Then I guess you have this you discard and then you get a card from the clock. I think that's like really good. And yeah.
I forgot what I was gonna say, but
Sorry.
I was gonna like think of like some like clock like being like I know in like Magic you can do some shenanigans as well, like for the capo, like being able to like swap like a card from your what Magic does for those of you who don't know, there's like you can swap cards from your like a Magic character from your waiting room to your clock, and then the set also has uh like the regular clock swappers. So you it pretty much is kind of like a salvage fixing as well. And then you obviously have like your level threes that can get a card from your clock to the field. So that's another strong point about clock swapping for certain sets.
Not gonna lie, when you initially said in Magic, I thought you were talking MTG, and I'm like, "There's what? What kind of mechanic is this?"
Or Konosuba.
Sorry. Brain fart. Yeah, I was gone for a second there. I'm like, huh? So, but no, I understand what you're talking about.
Drop a land, pay 2, tap 2.
But yeah, I guess to kind of end it off, like I forgot to mention about this during when we were going over like runners and stuff. Like usually, would you guys agree like for your level zeros, like when you try to like invest into a set, are they usually like pricey to you, or do you feel like for example, like some runners are going to be like really expensive, just because like you like want to run them, so like obviously the price is gonna be high, like it's gonna be high, or like brainstormers in general, like I've like just other like level zeros and get in general like Rickies and stuff like that.
I think the prices just vary overall on how the whole set is in general.
Yeah, the set's like even like meta, like if it's gonna impact the meta or not.
You can have a really good level 0 game and then not have like anything else to your entire set. Kill the crown. Even if they're all like power up set is still.
Or you could have like a really good Azusa, where like you have, but it's like in
You
fucking
can have
sweets.
Azusa, you can have a Ricky, and you can just have no level 1 or level 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it really just does depend on the set at that point, because I mean, some brainstormers in one set go like $10 or so. It just depends on the set, and at the time, like something over in another set does the exact same fucking thing, but it'd be like next to nothing.
That's CG2, and like the level 0 game was just expensive. It wasn't expensive, but it was like it was up there for like overall every card was like $10 to $15.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ricky's like Mirios were like 15, and then like Azusa's
mm-hmm.
were like 20. It was just that was a really sad time for my wallet.
I guess it also has to depend on like the rarity of like that card, like the version it's printed on. If it's like a rare or an uncommon, then obviously it's not gonna be as much. But if it's like a double R, then like it's already like.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
This is
like you could have like a Kasi that's just an uncommon,
Mm-hmm.
or you could have a Rin Shibuya, which is like a double. I don't know what I was gonna say. I just my mind went blank.
Same, honestly. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention like for drop searchers, like what do you guys feel is more comfortable? Like I think the start off I see usually people run like 2, like some people run 3, but I rarely people see run 4.
Definitely if I see a need for color picks,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's like you can search out anything, then I'm not opposed to running at least 2. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
2 to 3 would be fine.
Yeah.
I see 2 would be like the best.
Yeah.
Especially like that's like Tula Brewers and AOT if you even play them.
Yeah. Because I feel like if you only want to run, it
I mean-
doesn't feel as like I feel like you're never like be able to get to it when you need it.
You can be like, what is like more recently? Everybody just runs like a couple of 4-0s and then you just splash a lot of 1-ons.
Mm.
And like sometimes I see drop searchers as a 1-0. Like, cool, man. Consistency, right?
I wonder if they had anything else to put in place of that, and they're just trying to fill up the space at that point.
I guess, but then I look at the sets they're playing. I'm like, you have a lot of other options too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what the whole point of just playing a buttload of 1-0s is.
Mhm.
I'd rather go.
It depends also if they could afford those utility cards.
really
too,
sad
like you said
if
with
you,
Ren.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of sad if you can't, like, if you're playing one Ren in your deck. Oh,
Oh, God, yeah.
I wouldn't even play the deck at that point. I legit wouldn't even do it.
Dude, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime format. Only one copy of a card.
Yeah, you boy, there's no bad cards in my deck.
I guess the way we can like end this off is like I guess I'll go around like asking everyone. I'll go first. I'll ask like just like giving like a level 0 advice to like a new person and say like what would you say to a new person? For me, like I think when like new people starting out, like when they see like a level 0 like vanilla 3K, like they think like, oh, that's like decent size. Like if I put like a assist 500 or gold 500, I have like a 3-5 or whatever. Like it should be strong enough for my level 0 game. But I feel like vanillas in general are like pretty like I just feel like they're a waste of slot unless like they have like some other purpose where like they get a benefit for your deck or whatever, like the new SAO.
Yeah, like
they,
your level 1 backup in SAO Ordinal Skill now.
Yeah.
That's clutch.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
yeah, that thing.
But if you have like a set where it has like no benefit, I feel like I'd rather run like just like other utility cards like drop searchers and stuff like that. Just like as a recommendation.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they actually do something for you, then I don't see a point in it. You have so many more options.
Mm.
At least I hope you would.
Guess anyone else want to like give advice? Like you don't have to give advice too.
If you're playing Sword Art, you have to play the new keys too, or you can have a bad time.
Mm.
Can you talk about that card now? I can like that card real quick. You want to talk about that real quick? Where you at? There you. Wow. Because I think this level 0 for the not this card.
Yeah, it's expensive for a reason.
Alright, linked it. Like it's pretty obvious that it's good, but like, I think it's just that ain't Kitties or Runners are your level 0 game. Oh, and obviously Silicas.
Oh yeah, it's one of those cards where you move a thing to the back or right and
It's
just gets power.
pretty much sitting Yami, but literally for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no, was it resonance? Was that
yeah, there's no resonance requirement.
And yeah, I think those effects are great. And you can just like crash your solo code and like you can save it. Or you can crash your runner with Kirito and save it.
Mm-hmm. Like reversers or
Or
whatever.
you can even crash your your Suguha and you can just wail with your Suguha for like a free damage and kill it and then still save it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, this card's the nut. I think this is like a 3 or 4 of it in every deck now.
Mm-hmm.
It's way too versatile. Like, this is like the one time where like I'm telling you like play a card that doesn't do any actual like searching or anything just because of the fact that you can keep characters alive.
Yeah.
You know, so it's pretty much just play any character. You can even play your Brainstorm or whatever, or like an Awesome Merry Life. Crash it just for the free damage and then put it in your back row again.
Yeah. It's pretty
That's
much
a
like plus
double
the field.
Obviously, don't crash it into a clock bomb or something, but
No.
don't be that guy.
Anyone else have any advice?
For me, if I was like talking to a new player or having them, I think, in my opinion, I think level 0s are the most flexible slots that you have, unless you have like a specific build that's niche.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's like testing is is always the go-to to like find your strengths, but let's see, you really just read your set and find what works out for you. But that's kind of vague, but A lot of these competitive decks have like one or two plans, but they branch off to things just from their level 0 lineups. So, like Brainstorms, mill runners or runners, Ricky, or if they have it. So, like, although, and another thing is, although there's not really a certain number of level zeros, that you need to let's say
have in the deck, right?
It's like and like because some sets offer so much that it's kind of okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like CG and then rewrite sometimes.
Yeah.
But you can get and then if your level 1 game isn't that big, then you can do that. But really, yeah. So pretty much test and pretty much.
I mean, that's the only real way you're gonna get to know your deck. It's just by testing and playing it consistently.
Yeah, I agree with Kevin and like how like when I like first started the game, like most people watch like Weiss videos like on basic guides, and like even like the freaking booklet or whatever like tells you like, oh, the standard level zeros is like 16 or something like that. And like, I mean, that is a good baseline to go off, especially if you're new and stuff, but like some sets like Monogatari or like the new Love Light Sunshine, or like anything that like demands like a higher level 3 count, and like obviously like your level 3, I mean your level 0 count won't be as much and stuff like that. So it's like, I think I agree with Kevin like how we should kind of like, as you become more experienced, like also like keep in mind like how sets work in general, and like how like it's okay to have like a lower level 0 count or a higher level 0 count if like the utility is really good.
Yeah, I mean, we can see in the future like cards just being merged together, and we end up playing less level zeros because of it. Like, I'm calling it one day we'll get a Ricky that's like a runner as well, and we're like, yep, this game's broken now.
I think in like one Japan list, like someone was running only like
a very minimal amount of level zeros.
I think there's like 10 or something in Japan.
Like, yeah, that's should just call your deck name Sack.
Yeah. Anyone else with advice?
Use your level zeros to help color fix whatever you would need for your deck, because that's one of the aspects that they bring to deck building as well.
Yeah.
In general, watch good animes, because that means your set might get better support. Don't watch trash. Like Rename. Chain Chronicles.
Jeez. So many dislikes on this video, I can already tell.
Go for it. My bad.
Only like 2 people play those sets.
like it says like Kimono. No, I'm kidding. Kimono's average. I know I just triggered like half the community there. Now play like just continue playing CG. But we keep playing TP out here.
Also, I want to say thank you guys for being part of this cast. Thank you especially to Base Damage, to Side for Zero, and then Pay3 for Hanayo. You guys should check out those channels and subscribe to them if you haven't already. And
absolutely, thank you. Well, I mean, I don't have a channel. I'm too lazy to do that.
Right. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.